The emotions.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's been a little bit of time now. It's disappointing, I think, is probably the one thing that comes to my mind. I mean, overall, you'd never want to leave it up to sort of the last minute of a game. But yeah, I think disappointed is probably the emotions at the moment.
When did you realise that, I guess, such a big mistake had been made, such a costly mistake?
Probably not till we got back into the rooms and you sort of see a few replays and you get different angles of it.
What was the initial reaction from the group?
Disappointment, I think. I think the whole group was kind of feeling pretty flat, and obviously at that moment we knew, when we're in the rooms, you know, the season's done, you can't make finals, so as a group we were pretty flat.
Did disappointment stem from the result, Dawson, or the process that led to the result?
Both, I think. It stems from the first half. I think we didn't play the way we wanted to play, and to the conditions, I think. And Sydney came out and they were very good, and we sort of put ourselves in that position where we were down, and we had to chase 6 goals up in the last quarter, which I'm extremely proud of the guys for doing that, and obviously being in a position to win the game. And then, the process of the goal or non-goal that's disappointing, but I think the way we sort of played throughout the entirety of the game, we don't want to leave it up to that sort of decision as well.
What can make an argument at all for any tweaks to the review system? Or would you make an argument for a few tweaks?
Well, I mean, that wasn't sort of the review system, that was just human error, I think, so...
But it's like a VAR type approach?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, I can't really comment on that, but obviously if it was used, the technology, it would have shown that it was a goal, so it obviously wasn't the issue in that scenario.
Jordan, what can be done, do you think, to safeguard against these sort of happenings in the future?
Well, I'm not too sure. I mean, that's what the technology's been brought in for, to use in case of scenarios like that where the umpire's not sure, but he obviously thought it was a point, and he stuck with the decision. I know throughout the year, teams have been, and commentators have been frustrated for umpires going and using the technology. So it's a bit of a lose-lose in a way. Obviously for us it's disappointing because we would have loved to have used the technology in that scenario, but it's just one of those things. I think it's human error. I don't take it out on the goal umpire, because at the end of the day we didn't play the footy we wanted to, and you can't really leave it up to luck and those sort of decisions as well.
Should it be taken out of his hands? Should there be someone overseeing the whole situation from abroad, from another box or another viewpoint, that in that situation they can safeguard against human error?
Well, I think they do in a way. They check. I know they check every goal before it goes back to the centre to make sure it wasn't touched or anything like that. I don't know what technology they can bring in or what they could do, but obviously if there was something like that, it would have helped us on the weekend. But that's not to say we would have won the game as well. I know there was still a minute left, so there's still plenty of game to play out. But I mean, anything to eliminate human error is going to be good for the game, but I'm not too sure what that actually is as well.
The club's kind of had to begrudgingly accept it. I mean, are you happy with the reaction from the club to it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's hard because it is a very crucial time of the year and a game and a moment, and for us it's just we want to show our disappointment, but we also don't want sort of that umpire to feel like he's cost us the year, because we know there's been plenty of games where we've probably should have won and had been in these positions that we've lost and we've cost ourselves through our own error. So you sort of want to get to this time of the year and be in the finals hunt already and not leave it up to that sort of stuff.
What was your reaction when the AFL came out and said, we actually got it wrong?
I don't know. It's like there's nothing that can be done. So it is good that they take responsibility for it, but at the end of the day, there's nothing that can be done. So the reaction is still disappointed. I think disappointment.
You watched the vision over and over, like thousands of Crows fans, or did you just let it go?
I watched it a couple of times, but like I said, you can't do anything about it, so there's no point continually watching it and getting frustrated by it.
Emotionally, how do you get yourself ready then for one last round, Dawson? How do you get past this one?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You just got to move on, and obviously West Coast had a good win yesterday, and they played some good footy. So we got to head over to Perth and finish the season on a high, and head into next season, and know that we're that close. But the game and the competition is that close as well. So we know we need to get better over the off season, and we start that by winning this week, and finishing on a high.
Did you ask an umpire on the field at the time why there was no review? Did you speak to an official about that, like during the game?
Nah. I don't. I think maybe a few boys might have, but in the moment, I was obviously trying to set up for the centre bounce and figure out who we're going to send behind the ball, and then look down the wing, and they'd already started moving the ball down the wing. So it happened very quick, and I sort of didn't really know what had happened at the time.
What was that moment like when all of a sudden you see Sydney in the centre wing and you think, what the hell's happening here?
Yeah, it was pretty weird, to be honest. It was, I mean, Dan Jackson, our runner, ran out and we were communicating, and then to see the ball down, already played on and down the wing, it was confusing, but we sort of knew that there was a minute left and that we had to try and kick a goal. So at the time, you just backed the decision in, and then obviously it wasn't until after the game you sort of figure out what had happened.
Have any of your old teammates sort of sent you a text and said, we might have got away with one then?
No. We did chat a little bit about it after the game, but they haven't said anything about that.
What did they say after the game?
Oh, there was just a good battle, I think. It was pretty hard conditions, and obviously they were pretty fired up, and we didn't let them, but they played a good first half and brought the contest, and then to bring it back to that sort of 1 point in the end, it was a great game and a good contest, and we all acknowledged that after the game.
You briefly did touch on this, but this was the fifth game you guys have lost by less than a goal. Obviously it's disappointing to lose when it's that close, but is it a sign that the team has improved this year, considering most of those losses were against top 8 sides?
Definitely. I think that's one of the biggest things. We know we've improved so much over the last year and a bit, and for us, so it's about how we can get better and know that sort of we're not guaranteed anything next year, and those games, you really got to know what you're doing and learn from the losses that we've had, those close games, and figure out a way to win. And I think there's been a few games where inaccuracy, especially late in games, has cost us. So for us, we just need to know that we need to get better, and that we can be a top 4 team if we do the right things at those stages of the game.
Have you walked under any ladders or anything? Also, have you worked out? I mean, you look at the Collingwood game earlier in the year. You've had 2 results that the AFL have basically admitted that they got wrong or could have been different had the right decision been made. How unfair does that sort of feel now?
It's a hard pill to swallow, but some of these games we should have been in a better position than what we were. So it's easy to look at the last minute of a game and all the decisions that happen and all the events that play out and think that you were robbed or whatever, anything like that. But you have to look at the game in the entirety, and we've had a lot of games where we should have been better early on and sort of kicked our goals and team defence and stuff being better. So for us, it's learning from those late games, but also understanding that we need to be a 4-quarter team if we want to be playing finals next year.
Julian, you spoken to Tom about his future at the club recently, and I guess whether he's going to stay.
Yeah, I've been in contact with Tom. He's obviously making his decision over the next few weeks, and he's a valuable member of our team, and I've loved working closely with him, and he's focusing on his rehab at the moment and talking with his manager and the club, and that I'm letting them sort of sort that out.
You confident, hopeful that he'll remain at Westlake?
Yeah, I'm confident and hopeful. Yeah.
Just so to hop on about it, but would you like to see any compensation for the club? I don't know what that looks like, but saying the AFL saying they got it wrong, is that enough, or would you like to see a bit more come to club's way? If we could play finals, that'd be ideal. But we also know that we'd have to win this week as well to play finals. So I'm not really sure what compensation we could get. But like I said, at the end of the day, we need to play better for longer periods, and we can't leave it up to decisions.